Nationals Park this weekend. Gio Gonzalez struck out 6 on the way to his league-leading 12th win. Ian Desmond hit homer number 16 and leads all shortstops. Bryce Harper became the youngest position player in All-Star history. Today is your last chance to catch all the Nats before the Midsummer Classic.
Washington Nationals baseball. Washington Nationals baseball.
It's another sizzler. Get your cold beer and cold water at the ballpark today. Maybe find a mister, stand in front of it for a while, and get cooled off. The Rockies and the Nats rubber game of this series and the season series. There's a new All-Star. Bryce Harper, the youngest All-Star. And that's very cool for the Nats. By the way, they lead the Mets by 4.5, and the Cubs just got 4 in the first at New York. Good news and great news about Bryce Harper. You know, you can debate whether he deserves to be an All-Star or not, but he's on the team, and that's good enough for me.
Well, I think it's great for baseball that he's going to the game. Everybody else in the country is going to see what we've been seeing for a long time now. But remember when people were wondering whether it was a good idea or not to call up Bryce Harper? Well, how's that look right now? 19-year-old All-Star. He's energized this ball club with his defense, with his offense, and most importantly, with his play every single day. The one thing you can control as a player is your approach to the game, and Bryce Harper has played as hard or harder than anybody else in the big leagues, and for me, that alone makes him an All-Star.
Hitting .304 over his last week and a half, so he's going into the Midsummer Classic with some real momentum. And since the last week of April, he has sparked this ball club. A steady hand throughout the season has been Jordan Zimmermann. He's gone at least 6 every start this year.
He's been a rock of the rotation and one of the best rotations in baseball. For Jordan Zimmermann, remember when run support was an issue? Right now, Gio Gonzalez receiving 6.2 runs of support, Strauss 4.5, and Jordan Zimmermann 4.4 runs of support. Jackson's getting 4.42, Detweiler 4.1. So right in the middle of the rotation, Jordan Zimmermann finally getting some run support.
Lots of innings and a good ERA, and it's been quite a couple of meetings between the Nats and these Rockies. First of all, the slugfest at Coors Field, and then, of course, tight ball games, 5-1, 4-1 here. It's the rubber game, 7th time the teams get together in the last 2 weeks. Brought to you by Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. And and by Cholula hot sauce, the flavorful hot sauce with the iconic wooden cap. A little bit of a shock when you come up out of the metro, right down Half Street, because it's going to be triple digits again at Nationals Park today. Visit Train.com for an independent Train comfort specialist dealer near you. It's hard to stop a Train. 101, humidity up some, but still it could be a lot worse than 40%. Rockies are hitting .268, second in the league to St. Louis in batting average and in runs. And Dexter Fowler, 14 hits against the Nats this year, 5 of them in this series. Here in Washington, he's 5 out of 8 with a home run, and he's on a 3-game hitting streak, 7 for his last 12. Todd Helton is in there today. Jordan Zimmermann. How many guys can claim they're unbeaten against a Colorado team when several of the starts had been at Coors Field? 3-0 with a 1.96 in 4 starts.
Last time out Tuesday against the Giants, got the 9-3 win against Tim Lincecum. Allowed 2 runs, 1 earned on 7 hits and 6 innings of work. Did not walk a batter. Struck out 7. The win was his first at Nats Park since August 18, 2011. That snapped an 8-start winless streak at home for Jordan. So 2-seam fastball, 4-seam fastball, slider curve change is what the Rockies will see from Zimmermann today.
And as usual from Jordan, strike 1 underway at 136. So Dexter Fowler has his batting average up to 296. And his on-base percentage is .384. He's only 1 for 8 career against Jordan Zimmermann.
Let's set the defense for the Nats behind Jordan today. Lombardozzi, Harper, Morse in the outfield. Desmond Zimmermann on the left side. Espinoza, LaRoche on the right side. And Jonathan Solano, the Onion, doing the catching today. And we get excited every time Jonathan catches. He does something to help the ball club. Tons of energy back there. And we'll keep an eye on the fist pumps and what he does to help the club today, because he seems like every game he does something.
He'll be a grilled onion by about the 5th inning back there. Tough day. 13-year veteran Jim Reynolds has the plate. James Hoy at first. Crew chief Jim Joyce second base. Mike DeMuro third. And the Nats are going to throw the ball right around the horn in front of the umpires after a game-opening strikeout by Jordan Zimmermann.
Yeah, last time out against the Giants, the slider was great from Jordan. The fastball command was good as well. And that's the way this one starts. Slider down and into Fowler for strike 3.
Big guy to keep off base. And here's Marco Scutaro, who in this series has walked, but he's 0 for 7. Jordan was outstanding against the Giants. 99 pitches, 74 strikes, and 6. So this year he's gone at least 6 innings, all 16 of his starts, and then in 7 others he's gone an extra inning. 7. That's how you pile up the innings. He's at 103 right now. And the 0-2 coming. Scutaro had to swing close enough. Ryan Dempster is going for the Cubs in that game I mentioned when we opened up. Chicago got 4 in the first at New York. They have 5 hits already. Carlos Gonzalez here. It's against Jonathan Neese. And that's close. 1 ball, 2 strikes. In about, well, really right about now. Braves at Philly. Jurgens and Worley. And then Anibal Sanchez for the Marlins later at St. Louis. Giancarlo Stanton had his knee surgery today. And Ian Desmond is under it to grab it for the second out. So the Nats, with runners in scoring position over the last 2 weeks, have just been outstanding. Rockies, 4 errors for the first time, wow, in 10 years. And they are the worst in the National League now with 68. And the Nats, if it wasn't for the Orioles and the Yankees, wow, what a record it would be at home. Still pretty impressive at 24-15, but 21 of 30, that's 700 ball against the National League.
Well, we talked about it yesterday. The same applies for today. Time of possession favored the Nationals. They left the Rockies on defense the longest. And when you're standing out in heat like that, your brain tends to wander. Your focus tends to shift late in the game, and you saw it with the Rockies in the 4 errors.
Gonzalez hits it sharply. Adam LaRoche is right there on a hot day. What a great, quick first inning for Jordan Zimmerman. .250. They're ninth in the league in batting average and runs. And they are in the top of the league in home runs as well. See your authorized Dodge dealer and experience a world of performance, design, and fuel efficiency. Schedule a test drive or go to Dodge.com and check out the powerful lineup. One thing about Steve Lombardozzi, he has one of the toughest jobs on the ball club because sometimes he gets one at bat, some nights he gets none, and then all of a sudden the next day he might be starting. And he's been very respectable. .291 for the left side. The Nats face Jeremy Guthrie today, the former Baltimore right-hander who came over this year for Jason Hamill and Matt Lindstrom.
103 hits in 77 and a third innings. Last time out, suffered his 8th loss of the year. It was his first start since June 17th at Detroit. After 4 relief appearances, he gave up 2 runs on 6 hits in that outing. 6 innings of work, struck out 2, walked 1 through 84 pitches. So fastball, slider, curveball change is what the Nats will see from Guthrie.
And Guthrie has a horrible ERA away from Coors Field. Lombardozzi hitting .267 overall. He's hit safely in his last 4 starts. Guthrie's ERA overall 6.28 and over 9 runs on the road, where opponents are hitting him at .365. 2 balls, 1 strike. Lombardozzi, meanwhile, likes it in this ballpark. Good park for him, line drive hitter. They swing the outfield around to the left about 20 feet per man. So yeah, this field has held up well to the brutal conditions here all week. And a 2-2. That's well hit. That ball takes off, and going back to grab it, Tyler Colvin. If he doesn't get a good jump, that's a leadoff double.
Let's set the defense for the Rockies behind Guthrie. Gonzalez, Fowler, Colvin with a nice catch right there. Herrera, Pacheco on the left side, Scudero, Helton on the right side, Will Nieves doing the catching.
Todd Helton, first action of this series, hasn't been playing much lately. And then the emergence of Tyler Colvin with the bat has really curtailed that. Helton hitting just .239. But he has 3 career hits against Jordan Zimmerman. There's Bryce Harper. 1 for 2 against Guthrie when they met recently.
Bryce Harper, all-star.
It's a nice thing to have in front of your name forever.
I just think it's great that he's going to the game. It's good for baseball. It's good for everybody to see what we've seen for a couple of months. That's a clown question, bro. Is Bryce Harper an all-star? That's a clown question, bro. But I think, you know, Nats fans getting excited about 4 all-stars. You know, the most in Washington history. But I think you take it a step farther. When you have the best record in the National League, this is a game you want to win. Because if you do win, and you do the things you want to do this year, you have home field advantage in the World Series. And that's a huge thing. Saw it win a World Series for the Giants in 2010. I saw it win a World Series for the Cardinals last year in 2011. So, yeah, it's going to be fun to see the Nats in the game. But if you're a Nats fan, you're rooting for a W.
And I know the debate rages on. Some people don't like the game meaning that, but hey, that's what it is, and you go out and take advantage of the situation, and the National League has done that the last couple of years. Ryan Zimmerman next.
The rally napkin will not get an all-star break.
That's going to get him on the inside corner. Guthrie painting with a fastball. 2 outs. Nissan to track it.
A 94-mile-an-hour fastball, a little swing back piece. Perfect pitch. I don't think Bryce liked it, but Jeremy Guthrie got the call, and it was a perfect pitch. Paint on the inner half.
Nissan's 4th of July sales event still going on, but it ends tomorrow. So hurry and save. Ryan Zimmerman, 5 career hits with an RBI against Guthrie. 5 out of 12. And his batting average on the climb at .242.
I'm looking at sleeve on Jeremy Guthrie's right arm right now. You see the numbers against Washington, had some success. I think that's to keep the sweat from dripping down to the baseball. Absorbing some moisture, keeping his hand dry.
Zimmerman rams this one to left, and that is not catchable for Carlos Gonzalez. This could be close at second, but Ryan's in there with a 2-out double. He's now 3 for 8 in this series. And he's been centering the ball beautifully since 2 weeks ago today.
And just another good swing from Ryan Zimmerman. Gets the ball up, and that's 2 loud at-bats. Lombardozzi with a line drive to Colvin. And Ryan Zimmerman with a ringing double right there that short hops the fence. Came in just 2 for 15 off Guthrie, make it 3, and there goes the no-hitter.
And an RBI chance with 2 outs for Michael Morse. Good taking a pitch over but low. Morse in this series, 2 for 8. STGinc.com, the government turns to them, and the Nats keep racking up the extra base hits. Led by Ian Desmond, who has 42 on the year. Everybody chipping in. Morse will take that one inside, ball 2.
And Guthrie falling behind a good hitter. 2-0 count, first base open, 2 outs. Pretty good protection on deck. In the form of Adam Cool, he should get something to hit right here.
He will fly it to right. Backing up is Colvin. Jeremy Guthrie didn't fool anybody in the first inning. He did strike out Harper looking, but 3 well-hit balls, scoreless so far. Your second room of flooring free at 877-241-LUNA. Colvin Helton Pacheco for the Rockies, top of the second. Really great first inning for Jordan Zimmermann. 11 pitches, 9 of them in the zone. And we'll talk about the ultimate triple play. Hollywood Casino, Charlestown Races, slots, tables, and dining. Rockies have 102 home runs. The Brewers have 100 just out of that list. But as usual, because of the DH and other factors, that is predominantly American League ball clubs. The Nats have 89, by the way.
What would the Rangers and Yankees have if they played in Coors Field every day?
Like they'd be about 140 right now.
450.
Colvin, 2 homers, 3 RBIs in this series. All of that Friday night against Steven Strasburg. Nats held him scoreless, or rather hitless. 0 for 3 with a walk yesterday. He tried to turn on that inside pitch. Big swing. 1-2.
An 88-mile-an-hour slider from Jordan Zimmermann to a hot hitter. He's looking fastball in, screwed him into the ground. A slider the last 2 or 3 starts from Jordan has been tight and short. Looks like a fastball. Hard to pick up the rotation. Seen a lot of funny swings from good hitters. And to me, those were always the best sliders, the ones you really couldn't pick up. Didn't have a lot of break to them, not a lot of sweep or tilt. Just subtle at the end, almost like a really good cutter or a plus cutter.
That ball drilled into right, and Tyler Colvin continues to swing a great bat for the Rockies.
Well, that's one guy that does not want an all-star break, Tyler Colvin. He might just go try to find some pickup games for the next 4 days because he's locked in. And that was a slider from Jordan that didn't slide, 89 miles an hour. He tried to repeat the pitch on his hands, left it out over the plate. And when you're hot, you don't miss mistakes.
That is over but low to Todd Helton, who has not had an at-bat in this series. Career, he's 3 for 8 against Jordan Zimmermann. Double play guy if you can get a ground ball. Target is away. And Helton took a big uppercut swing. He had something there he thought he could drive.
He hit his 6th home run of the year on June 12th. That allowed him to pass Paul Molitor and Willie Stargell for 45th on the major league list of all-time extra base hits. Starting to pass some big names.
With the runner going, Solano drills it down to second base, but that one stolen on the pitcher by Tyler Colvin.
Second stolen base of the year for Colvin. The guy's been doing it all this series. One of the hottest hitters in baseball, and he's going to add running to his repertoire. Good jump, beats the throw from Solano. Got a good pitch to throw on, too. Got rid of it quick. Maybe a little to the left field side of second base. Espinosa having to reach all the way back. That allowed Colvin to steal the base.
2-1 now to Helton, who's trying to pull the ball, and he fouls it. (28 of his 34 RBIs. He has driven in 1,342 runs in his major league career, now in its 15th year. He hit 310 consecutive years through 09. Then he did it again last year. Close with a fastball, a little bit outside.
Yeah, runner on second, nobody out. Jordan trying to paint the outside half to prevent Todd Helton from rolling over and advancing the runner.
That's going to be a walk. Todd Helton taking 2 pitches pretty close. That one not as close as the ball 3 pitch. And now the Rockies have 2 on, nobody out for Jordan Pacheco.
And Steve McCaddy talking to Jim Reynolds right now, asking him where that pitch was. Jim Reynolds told him it was outside. They're having a little chat right now as we speak.
An extended chat at the moment.
He just wants to know if those were outside. From the dugout, it's hard to tell in or out for a coach. You can tell up and down. You can tell height of a pitch. But you can't see location. And if you see a ball hit a glove and the catcher not move his glove, you're assuming it's a strike. I think by Jim Tracy not bunting here in the second inning with Pacheco, who we've seen do a nice job sacrificing. That's a little insight to what he's thinking about the Nats offense versus Jeremy Guthrie today. Not playing for a run or two early. He knows that he might need to score some runs today based on how the Nats have been swinging the bat in this series and lately.
Up the middle. That's going to fall. Having to hold up was Colvin. He won't be challenging Bryce Harper's arm. Bryce will get it close to the cutoff man, Adam LaRoche, and the bases are loaded with nobody out. Sounded like a broken bat, and Jonathan Herrera will bat with the bases loaded.
Yeah, it looked like another slider down. Pacheco does a nice job of going down and getting the ball. And the more we watch him play, the more we like him. Just a baseball player. Doesn't matter where you stick him on defense, where you hit him in the order. The game always seems to find him, and he always seems to do something. Nice swing.
Now the Nats will trade a run for a ground ball, but Herrera would have to hit one right at somebody. Maybe with a batter like this, there's more chance of a force at home than there is of a double play. Zimmerman just beyond even with the bag. And it looks like the middle infielders are creeping up a little bit. Oh, that's a great pitch. Serious jammage. The kind of first out you're looking for with the bases loaded.
That's as good as a strikeout for the Nationals and Jordan Zimmerman.
Yeah, and it took less time.
A good pitch right here to Herrera. Check it out. Location in. Herrera trying to fight to get the barrel there. He got jammed enough to keep it in the infield. And Ryan Zimmerman fighting the sun. Little wrestle with the baseball. That's a huge out. Now you're one pitch away, a ground ball away from getting out of this mess.
Yeah, and a hitter that's much more double playable in Will Nieves. 0 for 4 in this series. And Zimmerman drops in a breaking ball to a man he used to throw the ball to. Well, having a good year for the Rockies. It's only his 16th game since his call-up. But he's hitting .311.
I like that term, double playable. Might be a new scouting term. Guy sitting behind home plate. He's double playable. What do you mean by that? Well, he doesn't run well, hits the ball on the ground.
That's a drive to left. Lombardozzi to go get it. And Colvin will be able to score easily. Rockies have the lead on a good at bat by Will Nieves, his 5th run batted in. That'll bring in Jeremy Guthrie, the pitcher. 2 hits and an RBI this year. 4 hits in 44 career at bats. Those crazy Pirates are at it again. Just got 2 in the first against the Giants. Moved into first place. They say they're the turnstiles are clicking and jumping at PNC Park now for the Central Division leaders. That's a great story too, just like the Nats. (1-1) and Guthrie with a slow bouncer. Danny Espinosa has it. So bases loaded, nobody out. Zimmerman out of it with 1 run. Adam LaRoche straight ahead. Ian Desmond and Danny Espinosa. 1-0 score. And when you're here at the ballpark, for any home game, you can buy Nationals game-used, autographed, and team-issued memorabilia. It's available every game in Section 112, 113, right there on the concourse. You can actually email memorabilia@nationals.com to find out all about it. LaRoche, Desmond, and Espinoza, 5, 6, and 7 for the Nats, bottom of the second. Guthrie, first inning, 17 pitches, 10 strikes.
3 hard hit balls. First by Lombardozzi to right field. Zimmerman smoked that double, and Michael Morse didn't get all that ball, but he hit it pretty well.
Two and 1 with a 2.34 ERA, career against Washington. Pitched in relief in the series at Coors Field last week. Adam LaRoche in this series, a walk. He's 1 for 7. Still in the top 10 in the National League in RBIs with 53. That's a fair ball, right over the bag. It'll hit the short wall, and Adam might be holding, and he will. Charged by Tyler Colvin. And Adam LaRoche checks in with the Nationals' second hit.
And that's the 4th hard hit ball off Guthrie in 5 National hitters. You see the location from the fastball, it's up. LaRoche all over it, trying to elevate Guthrie. I think that's what you do with a guy like Jeremy that tries to keep the ball down, relies on command. But when you talk to people that are close to Jeremy Guthrie, he said, you know, the control hasn't been there. When he got demoted to the bullpen, he said, I deserve it.
Not an easy thing to admit.
Oh, he said, I got to go down there and prove that I'm a starter again. Went down there, did a nice job out of the pen. Jim Tracy giving him a second look, but you know, it's happened to a lot of pitchers that have gone to Colorado. Maybe lose your confidence because your stuff isn't what it was at elevation, or sea level, I should say. But at elevation, the slider doesn't slide, the curveball doesn't curve, and then all of a sudden you start trying different things, and it gets in your head.
You know, and I think that can happen. Like in the very first game you pitch out there, you know, a couple of guys hit routine fly balls, and your guys are pinned up against the wall. You know, the ball is so lively there. I could see where right from the get-go, if you don't get off to a great start as a Rockies pitcher, it would really mess with you.
They should have a sports psychologist in their bullpen.
With a couch?
A couch.
Soft music.
in
mineral water.
In the clubhouse for the other 4 starters. In the bullpen during the game. Control what you can control.
Yeah. Desmond hits it hard up the middle, deflected by the pitcher, and he unable to beat it out. It'll be a 1-4-6 fielder's choice as Guthrie was able to redirect.
Well, that's a pretty good exchange of runners right there for the Nationals. Adam LaRoche does a nice job getting on base. Guthrie with a deflection piece, and maybe that little high hop allowed Desmond to get into first. But Davey Johnson will gladly take Ian Desmond's speed on first base.
Out of play, left side. Danny Espinoza, first pitch swinging. Bringing a .202 left-handed batting average and a .234 overall mark into the box here. Bottom of the second in this series, 1 for 8.
And you just get the feeling that Danny Espinoza is poised for a huge second half.
Well, the Nats will not be dealing with Giancarlo Stanton in that first series commencing Friday in Miami.
Last 5 games heating up, 368 average.
So it'll be important for the Nats, though, on the road. That's a 4-game series against a divisional opponent to get things rolling right out of the break. And then the Mets and Atlanta come in on the next homestand before the Nats go to New York and Milwaukee. And as I mentioned the other day, halfway through the season, the Nationals still have 47 games left in the East. They've played just 25, and they've won 16 of them. So if that trend continues, it'll be really nice. Jonathan Solano. First 8 major league games, 10 hits. 1 when he came in as a pinch hitter, his first big league hit.
And you just see the difference Ian Desmond makes when he's at first base. Seen it all season long. Pitchers start worrying about him more than the hitter. That's why you like to hit behind a guy that runs.
Guthrie with a career record of 50 and 73. This is his 110th start today.
Pretty big lead by Desmond.
It is. He's going. Espinosa swing and a miss. The throw into the runner doesn't get far enough away to advance, but Ian Desmond does steal his 10th base of the year.
Got about a half a step further out there on that lead. You could see he had a foot past the cut. That was a great shot from behind him, showing the length of the lead. Good jump. Head down, going all the way. Espinosa with the swing and a miss. Desmond with an easy steal of second base. Nieves got a good pitch to throw on, too. Borderline pitch out.
I just noticed something Jonathan Solano does. We'll watch him set up at the very back line of the batter's box. He lays his bat down on the diagonal part of home plate toward first base. And then in line with that is where he plants his back foot. So he's back there as far as you can be.
Well, the reason he lays his bat down is to make sure that where he's standing, he has plate coverage.
But don't most guys do that straight across? He laid his at an angle pointing toward first base.
Well, you want to lay it across the front corner of the plate because that's the farthest you'll have to reach.
That is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Targets away.
Well, that's the old pitch him away, play him away. Outfield swung around to the right. Colvin playing very shallow in right.
And then some serious heat. 93 to blow him away. And this one is on to the top of the 3rd inning. Rockies on top, 1-0. Fowler, Scudero, and Gonzalez for the Rocks. Ignite your netitude with a midseason flex plan. You get a new free era ball cap if you pick 3 games. Go to nationals.com/flex. A cap, just 1 per plan, minimum 2 plans, and some restrictions apply. Jordan Zimmerman, first 2 innings, 32 pitches, 22 strikes.
You see the post, and Dan Steinberg had a big thing on you on the rally cart. There's pictures of you ripping the pages with your hat on and swinging all over the place from the other night. That's awesome.
Well, it's nice to be a 2-day fad. Well, it's a great feeling.
I'm looking at this one picture. You have pretty good form on the bunt. I mean, you got the bat out in front, nice. You got it up high. I think you go down there and lay one down right now.
There's not 95 coming. I can guarantee you that. Dexter Fowler, swing and a miss, and a strikeout first time up. Still 5 out of 9 in this series. Jordan started him with a breaking ball, and he goes soft again. 2-0. Phillies have picked up a couple of early runs against Jair Jurgens and the Braves in Philly.
So important for a team, and I think the Nationals have done a nice job of this, to play into the All-Star break but not take the All-Star break before it gets there. Teams that are struggling have a tendency to do that. You'll see trucks packed, bags packed in the clubhouse, guys on their cell phones talking about what they're doing for a break. And invariably there's always a couple of guys in the clubhouse that'll say, hey, take the All-Star break when the All-Star break comes, not a day before.
Yeah, and I talked to Randy Knorr about that this morning, and he said, our ball club doesn't do that. And I totally agree with him. And, you know, you're in first place. That doesn't mean just because you're in first place you don't do that. But that's a good point, because sometimes the position in the standings influences certain guys to look at it certain ways. Some teams really need a break.
That was pretty close.
And if Zach Greinke doesn't get thrown out yesterday, the Houston Astros might have needed the All-Star break to arrive a day early. They broke a 9-game losing streak yesterday when he got thrown out after what?
4 pitches.
4 pitches on a play at first base. And then Milwaukee faces Livan Hernandez and knocks him around, and they break their... Actually, Houston faces Livan and breaks their losing streak. Rockies are here before the break for the 2nd consecutive year. Remember last year, Tyler Clippard hopped a ride on Troy Tulowitzki's private jet to go to the All-Star game. That was very cool of Tulo to do that for Tyler. Guess he knew he was going to be toting the winning pitcher. No balls and 1 strike to Marco Scudero. Christina, more All-Star talk. Final regular season day before the break.
Yeah, Davey Johnson was talking about the break today, and he was asked if he's worried about the team losing momentum going into it. And he said, you know what, momentum's a mental thing. Look at the first half of the season. We've had injuries, role changes. We've built a lot of character, and we're in a great frame of mind right now. We're welcoming this break, put us in an even better spot mentally and physically. He expressed to the team, I watched him individually go around to each player today and talk to them. And no meeting, just each guy individually. He said no jet skis, no horseback riding, rest, relax. We'll be healthier after the break, and the fun really begins in the second half.
Well, the only one he has to worry about horseback riding with is Adam LaRoche at first base. Well, what were you doing when you were 19? Bryce Harper's going to be at an All-Star game.
Yeah, a lot of 19-year-olds will be there. Most of them are in the seats.
Just imagine walking into that clubhouse and the knowledge, just picking brains. I'm sure he'll be one of those guys that very quiet, let the guys come up to him. That's what you do when you're young and a rookie in any major league setting, let alone an all-star setting. But just to be with those guys, pick some brains, watch how they go about their business for a couple of days. Priceless.
0-2 target on the outside corner, and that would have been a stolen base had it not been swung on. Desmond makes a good play with a strong arm, but Dexter Fowler had an amazing jump right there. So he's at second base with one out, and Carlos Gonzalez coming up.
And we saw this yesterday a couple of times with Scudero. Fowler running in a 2-strike count. This is more of a run and hit. You see Fowler just peeking there at the last second. For the second inning in a row, the Rockies have another runner in scoring position.
Yeah, bases loaded, nobody out last inning. Jordan got out of that with only a sac fly. Carlos Gonzalez hit the ball sharply first time, right at Adam LaRoche.
Now you would think that Carlos Gonzalez's average would go through the roof in the second half as long as Tyler Colvin stays hot. Just for the fact that with first base open, you can't pitch around him maybe as much as you'd like to. You can't fool around with him because Colvin on deck will hurt you. That's why you're seeing Jordan go right after him in an 0-2 count.
Oh, that ball thrown into center field. Not even close for Desmond. And then Harper's throw into the runner. So that'll be an error on Jordan Zimmerman. When Ian Desmond wasn't anywhere near the bag, he was actually trailing the runner back to the bag.
And I think that's where that pickoff move broke down right there. Jordan tried to choke it off and hit a moving target in Desmond. He wasn't at the base, so that's why he launched it into center field. He turned and looked. There was no daylight between Desmond and Fowler. Bryce Harper doing a nice job of backing up that play. Ryan Zimmerman doing a good job of blocking it to save a run.
No balls and 2 strikes to Gonzalez, who swings and misses, and Jordan Zimmerman comes up with a huge strikeout. Good time for his second of the game.
You very rarely see a hitter like Carlos Gonzalez go out of the zone like that. He did it a couple of times yesterday. Chased some tough pitches that weren't strikes, and that one's nowhere near.
Tyler Colvin, base hit, steal of second, has scored the Rockies' only run today. With Todd Helton on deck. Interesting at bat, and Jordan goes right after him. Ball's in the air, left side, Lombardozzi. It's playable. That's it. So he went right after a hot hitter, puts another 0 on the board, and he'll lead off bottom 3. On a day like today, a reminder as you enjoy a cold one to look forward to Miller time. That's coming up later in the game, brought to you by Miller Lite.
Big day for Jordan Zimmerman at the plate. He comes in hitting 286. He could be a 300 hitter at the All-Star break with a knock or two.
He has 8 hits, a homer, 3 RBIs this year. And Jordan Zimmerman has raised his career batting average up to 213. These guys are weapons. 2-0. Good eye, ball 3. Kinetic North America will track it.
Pretty good pitch, the same pitch that struck out Bryce Harper, called a ball to Jordan Zimmerman.
Yeah, that's interesting because the umpire is over the catcher's left shoulder with a right-handed batter, and just the opposite side that he can evidently see better when Harper's up there. Jordan will bounce it sharply to Jonathan Herrera. Now the top of the order coming up. So the first time around, the Nats go 2 for 9 with a Zimmerman double to left and an Adam LaRoche base hit over the bag at first.
Even though an out for Jordan Zimmerman, whenever you make the opposing pitcher fire 6 bullets like that, it's still a good at-bat.
Lombardozzi drives this ball deep right center. Look at that. Dexter Fowler knew he had it all the way. He just cruised to that ball. That guy is some fast, graceful center fielder. 2 outs.
And Lumbo, 2 hard hit balls today. Nothing to show for it. First time up, a line drive to deep right field. This time a well hit ball to right center field, and you called it. Cruise control right about here. Set the speed right where it's at. And he's made some rough plays in the gap look very simple in this series.
Speed, power. Here's Bryce Harper, speaking of speed and power. And he'll lash that one. That'll get through on the right side. And Bryce Harper has a base hit. 3rd hit for the Nats, 1 in each inning. Says batting average will hang in there in the low to mid 280 range.
And just a little rollover piece here for Bryce. Got a first pitch curveball right out over the plate. Hit it right in the hole between first and second. Now he got speed on the bases with 2 outs.
For a moment, I thought Todd Helton might have made an effort at that ball, but he peeled off thinking Marco Scutaro might get there. That thing had a lot of top spin on it. And you love seeing Ryan Zimmerman get up in an inning no matter what the situation after the way he hit the ball first time and the way he's hit it for the last 2 weeks. He could change this game in a hurry. So Ryan in this series 3 for 7, 3 for 8 now. A homer, 2 RBIs, and a walk. Over his last 13 games now, he's hitting around 340.
I have 6 hard hit balls on my scorecard in the first 11 hitters of this game.
Well, something's got to start finding some turf somewhere. Harper, medium lead. Bryce has stolen 8 of 11 as a big leaguer. He's holding way outside.
Short lead for Harper. He'll extend out just a little bit more. When he gets a foot at that cut, that's when he's thinking about going. Little heat check by Guthrie, but when Bryce Harper gets the big lead, and you'll know it, that's when he's going to steal. Usually extends out another half a step to a step when he's thinking about going.
Ryan Zimmerman now has a 14-game hitting streak against Colorado pitching. Cholula hot sauce on this pitch track.
84-mile-an-hour slider down in the zone.
Usually bringing the heat and the flavor. A little off speed for a strike right there.
Like I always say, you could put Cholula on a slider.
1-2, runner going, pitch outside, no throw. It's number 9 for Bryce Harper. The Nats second of the day. They've stolen 55 this year.
Yeah, a little bigger lead right there. See foot on the cut. There he goes. He wanted to go the pitch before. Guthrie sped up his delivery. Bryce Harper getting dirty, and the run till they tag you offense is here, folks, in the bottom of the third.
Now a base hit could tie the game. They play Zimmerman straight away. And pretty deep. That's outside, 3-2. Davey Johnson saying this morning that swinging the bats well does a couple of things for you. You can run more, and then you can put more pressure on the opposing defense. They forced the Rockies into 4 errors yesterday. So Michael Morse waiting. Zimmerman a 3-2 pitch. First base is open. Guthrie doesn't want to just groove one here. And Harper steals third on a walk on a breaking ball. Jordan Pacheco, the third baseman, never made a move, didn't want to take himself out of position. So Harper swipes 2, and suddenly it's first and third, 2 outs.
You see the jump in the background. I think that's a good no throw by the Rockies. You see it all the time. 2 outs, a guy steals third, the third baseman goes to cover, and all of a sudden, in a big count with a good hitter, there's a huge hole on the left side of the infield. 15-hopper gets through. It's an RBI. It's a smart play by Jim Tracy, keeping his third baseman at home.
Here's Michael Morse. It was bases empty, 2 outs. That's a breaking ball that drops in, but evidently stayed upstairs. Ball 1. Morse flied to right, fairly deep first time up.
Yeah, that breaking ball up and a little bit inside. If that's out over the plate, that's definitely a spot that you don't want your curveball to Michael Morse up.
That one is blown away. Bryce Harper singled with 2 outs, stole 2 bases. The second on the 3-2 pitch that walked Ryan Zimmerman. Target still away.
Good fastball by Guthrie on the black. Perfect location behind in the count. And Michael Morse season turned around in Colorado. Check out those numbers. That's some ownage. 393.
Target in. He gets jammed left side and picked up on the run by Jordan Pacheco. The Nats do extend the inning pretty long on Jeremy Guthrie, who still leads 1-0 after 3. Lesson brought to you by the Hyundai Fuel Efficiency Drive Sales Event. Good day to be on the water with some sunblock and lots of hydration. Beautiful day in our nation's capital, but it is a sizzler. 101 at game time. And as usual, after the third inning, everybody waving their caps and saluting our wounded warriors. It's the DynCorp International Troop Recognition. At DynCorp, we serve today for a better tomorrow.
Wave your hat around, get right back into that President's Club where the air conditioning's kicking.
We don't blame you one bit, guys. 46th pitch of the day from Jordan Zimmerman. A strike to Todd Helton. Out of play, left side. They are already in the bottom of the sixth in New York, and the Cubs still lead the Mets 4-0. I wonder what the first pitch swinging ratio is in that game. Wow. That ball driven to right center, but it'll hang up. Harper coming after it. Bryson plenty of time for the first out. It's all about quick outs now. Jordan Zimmerman trying to get his team back off the field. They made some offensive noise in that last inning. Got the running game going.
You know, it looks like there's not a lot of people at the ball game today, but there is. They're
Underneath.
just all up in the shade in the concourse, nobody in their seats. So you get the crowd shots and you say, hey, where's the crowd today? They're here. They're just trying to stay cool.
First pitch swinging. Jordan Pacheco foul. Singled up the middle his first time up to load the bases back in the second. And then a sequence that could turn out to eventually be a reason the Nats could win this game. When Zimmerman fouled out Herrera, Will Nieves lined the sac fly to left, then he grounded out the pitcher. Pitch number 50 coming. And he keeps pumping strikes like he always does. I don't think the final score of this game is going to be 1-0. So that was a huge, huge sequence for Jordan. He grew up in the upper Midwest, and even in Wisconsin, it can get quite hot and muggy this time of the year. And the 0-2 pitch.
Yeah, but even with the record high temperatures in D.C., even with this kind of weather, the fans have still been coming out. And how loud were they the other night? Friday night game, probably the loudest I've heard a crowd at Nats Park this season. Maybe it was the Thursday night game. I'm getting my days mixed up as we get into the All-Star break. But I mean, why wouldn't you want to come out and watch this ball club? It's the best show in town.
57,000 for the first two games of this series. And the three-game series with the Giants drew nearly 103,000 for an average of over 34K per game.
And you know who appreciates it the most? The players. They talk about feeding off the energy. They talk about the different vibe in this ballpark this year.
Liner, right center. Michael Morris right there. Ball tailing back to him a bit off the bat of the right-hander. And now Jonathan Herrera with two outs. Solutions that help you achieve your financial goals. PNC Bank. For the achiever in you, we check in on single-A first baseman Sean Plefner for the Auburn Double Days. One of the great names in minor league baseball. 343, and he is on fire.
P.L. Leffner's ready. Call him up.
Jordan Zimmerman has come out here in the fourth inning, and he is pumping strike after strike. As Herrera 0-2 overpowered him for that little pop-up to Zimmerman last time with the bases loaded. Fastball is up.
Gio and IV bag before the start yesterday. Jordan did the same thing today. And well, how good was Gio Gonzalez in the heat? And fantastic. It didn't even bother him. And you could make the same case so far today on another rough day. Jordan Zimmerman out there doesn't even look like he's sweating. Well, maybe a little bit, but pumping strikes, trying to keep his team off the field.
1 ball and 2 strikes. And a drive to right. Michael Morse backs up. Ball fooled him off the bat of that little middle infielder, but he made the play. Now, folks, heat rises, okay? We're 140 feet up here. We're dying up here. Send us some snow cones. Come on. Racing chief executives.
He's almost man down coming out of the tunnel right there. Do you see the little trip?
Boy, Tom was ahead. He died. And look at George. Ooh, a little taunting of Abe as George crosses the finish line. Whenever you see him turn sideways, he's taunting number 16.
I would imagine that after this homestand, the presidents are smelling no bueno.
I'm sure they have numerous appearances to make around town during the break. Well, they aerate greens this time of the year, maybe some uniforms as well.
It's 170 degrees inside those suits.
And inside those heads, it's 215. Adam LaRoche singled his first time up. That was leading off the second. Here he is in the fourth. And that was pitch number 49 for Jeremy Guthrie. I was talking to the outstanding baseball writer that covers the Rockies, Tracy Ringolsby, who's been around baseball for a long, long time. Met him in Texas about 25 years ago. And he's been keeping close track of this Colorado starter situation. He said before they went to this so-called pitch limit, their starters were averaging 5.1 innings per game. Not 5 1/3, 5.1. That ball is driven, and that will hit the barrier in left center on 2 hops. And Adam LaRoche, with one of his sweetest swings lately, is at second base with nobody out. He and Desmond coming up.
And smoked a single down the first baseline his first time up. Got a bad break as the ball kicked to Colvin. Held him to a single. And how about this swing? You pull a pitch first time up, you throw it away second time up, you go in the gap. That's a sign of a hitter that's locked in. So a leadoff double for the Nats here in the fourth.
Yeah, now a guy who's not looking just to move a runner, but drive a runner.
So I'm interested to hear, what did Tracy end up saying?
Since the start of this program, their starters are now averaging 5.3 innings per game, which means they were not getting any outs in the 6th inning, and now at least they're getting 1. So it's not been a dramatic improvement, but they feel it's a step in the right direction. And FP, he's talked to a lot of guys around the Rockies. He thinks they're committed to this not only the rest of this year, but next year as well.
Well, they have to be creative because there's no way they're going to sign a frontline free agent pitcher. They have to do it from within their organization. I think when you talk about having a pitch limit and maybe getting more out of your starters, meaning you talk to Rockies people, and we talked about it in Colorado, they're saving them 600 to 700 pitches a year by limiting their pitch count to 75 to 80. You just got to throw things up against the wall in Colorado and see if they stick. And it's tough pitching at that altitude in that ballpark.
And then on top of all of that, what you and I kind of discovered last week, Now we're hearing about the recovery time after you pitch up there. I mean, that's even more of a load.
And after you pitch up there and after you pitch a season up there, how do you recover in the off season?
Ooh, go to Hawaii. 3-1. Find out why the government turns to STG at stginc.com. Slugging percentage since June 9th. Tyler Coldman's gone crazy over nearly the last month. But look at the hitters on this list. Bunch of guys going to the All-Star game, and then there's Ian Desmond as well. Desmond's had 29 multi-hit games this year. He's 0 for 1 today. 3-1. Ian 19 of his last 47 coming into this game. 24 doubles, 5th in the league. 3rd in extra base hits. Behind only Joey Votto's 49, Corey Hart's 43, and Desmond 42. He has more extra base hits than Carlos Gonzalez.
Big pitch in this baseball game for the Nationals. Ian Desmond trying to move the ball to the right side, get LaRoche to third base or better.
Guthrie taking a long time, and we thought it got to that time when Desmond would ask for a pause from Jim Reynolds and get it. Marlins have an early run at St. Louis. They're 9 back of the Nats starting this day. Fans are like, come on, we're dying out here. Quit talking. Now, by the way, the Braves have scored 2 at Philadelphia. That's now a tie game. Dan Uggla has hit his 12th 2-run 4th for the Braves. 3-2 to Desmond. They're going to jam him. At least they wanted to. And there it goes. See you later. The Nats lead 2-1. Number 17, and the RBI total is now 51, and he's tied Orlando Cabrera's shortstop home run record, and this time he takes off his own helmet.
Well, that was a nice job of getting Adam LaRoche over. It was a better job of getting Ian Desmond over. He tried to fight to get it inside that pitch. Guthrie left the fastball out over the plate. Like you said, they set up in, tried to jam him, made a mistake. 17th home run of the year for Ian Desmond. Let's watch the swing. He gave a set down, and it was a center cut fastball right down the middle. You see the extension? I'll tell you what.
Espinosa lines out hard to Scudero, 1 out.
You talk about 17 home runs at the break, 51 RBIs at the break. If the Nats go on to win the National League East, obviously a long way to go, and Ian Desmond keeps doing what he's doing, he's going to get some consideration for MVP.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a good call. He has 7 more homers than his previous career high, and now he's only 14 RBIs under his high of 65 2 years ago in his first full season. We need to remember, this is a guy in only his 3rd full season in the big leagues at the age of 26. That's sweet when you hit one out there. Well, you might have heard the call. I said they want to jam him here, and FP said they left it out over the plate. You mislocate to that guy, he will dislocate you. Solano with a ground ball to Scudero, 2 outs.
You know, I think that was a case of Ian trying to play the game the right way. He got into a 3-2 count, biggest pitch of the ball game so far, but he was trying to move the runner. I mean, if you're not trying to move the runner, you pull this baseball. It's right down the middle. Watch his hands inside the ball. So he's thinking, I'm going to fight to get the ball to the other side of the field, to the right side. And you do things the right way, and you're rewarded. A selfish at-bat right there might have been trying to pull that baseball. Ian Desmond trying to advance LaRoche, got the bonus plan, a home run and 2 RBIs, and put his team ahead.
Jordan Zimmerman, the hitter. He'll pop it up left center. Out goes Herrera. So the Nats strike quickly for 2 in the 4th. LaRoche a leadoff double. Ian Desmond, his 17th of the year, where the big guys hit him way out there in center field. Washington's 90th home run. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by the Hyundai Fuel Efficiency Drive sales event. Ballpark comes alive on a blast by Ian Desmond. A 2-run shot. Well, the Nationals are climbing that team home run chart. They've now hit 90 this year. Nieves, Guthrie, Fowler for the Rockies. Top of the 5th.
It's one more home run. It's a franchise record. And there's a long way to go today.
Yeah, I was going to say, I like his chances. By the way, congratulations to the McLean Hitmen from McLean, Virginia. They went down to Greensboro, North Carolina, and won the USSSA World Series tournament this weekend. 4 days of play. They lost just 1 game, and congratulations to the Hitmen. Kids baseball. 14-year-olds, and nice going, moms, dads, and kids. Up the middle, Desmond's going to do this too. Wow. Yes, he is. Throwing out Will Nieves, who runs pretty well.
Ian Desmond showing everybody, hey, I'm not going to the All-Star game. Today's going to be my personal stage. And after hitting his 17th home run, tough play up the middle, ranging way on the second base side, throwing across his body with something on it. You just keep scratching your head at the plays you see from Desmond and the swings that he's taken at the plate. And watch the eyes down to the glove, look it right in, and pick up your target, make a throw.
2 balls and no strikes, and the last thing Jordan Zimmerman wants to do is walk Jeremy Guthrie here. He's had great control today. 58 pitches, 43 strikes through 4. It's one of his best pitch counts and one of his best strike to ball ratios this season. So Jordan has put himself, at least for now, based on the heat and how he feels later, in a position to pitch deep into this game. 1 out in the 5th. That's a great ratio. Doesn't get that call from Jim Reynolds, ball 3. Wonder if anybody could ask Mark Guthrie if he wants to run the bases right now. Anything to help his ball club, I suppose. Jeremy Guthrie, pardon me. That's in there, 3-2.
Yeah, just a 1-run baseball game right now. That's with 2 runs on 5 hits. But out of 18 batters in this game, the Nats have hit 9 balls extremely hard.
Was that home run one of them?
No, I didn't count that
That
one.
was killed.
I count that one for 4.
Wow. 3-2 pitch. Hang a sign out there that says, don't hit it here. 2 outs. Jordan Zimmerman is retired 8 in a row since walking Dexter Fowler, and he got 3 guys before that, so that's 11 of the last 12. So he takes care of business at the bottom of the order, and now has to deal with Dexter Fowler, who's going to take his time to get in there because the pitcher just had to run to first and back to the dugout.
That's just a shame that Ian Desmond can't go to the All-Star game. You talk about his oblique being a little bit sore. Some days are good, some days aren't. He wants to be there for his ball club in the second half of the season. Feels like that's far more important, and we couldn't agree more. But if he had the opportunity to rub shoulders with the best in the game and just talk to guys in the clubhouse, they would tell him that he's one of the best shortstops in baseball. And not that he needs any more confidence right now, because you could just see him oozing confidence in everything he does. But if he had that opportunity to go to that, I think it would be an amazing experience for him. And it just tells you what kind of guy he is to put the ball club before his own accolades.
Agreed. And there have been some national media already critical of him for not going.
Well, it's going to get worse after today with a home run. But
yeah,
you know what? He's got to do what he's got to do, and he can't worry about what anybody else thinks. It's what's best for him, and it's what's best for the Nationals.
Exactly. And, you know, some people appoint themselves as keepers of the game from time to time, and they don't know everything that's going on in every clubhouse in America. So I don't think the Nats are ducking anything here. Ian's not ducking anybody. If he doesn't feel 100%, that's his and the club's prerogative. Yeah, we'd love to see him there. We'd love to see 4 of them there.
Well, the last time I checked, and it's a wonderful honor to go to an All-Star game, but you don't pour champagne on each other's heads after an All-Star win. But you do that in September if you get to the playoffs, and I'm sure he'd much rather do that.
And a 3-2 pitch.
Shocker.
Look at him pick it up with a bare hand. The ball stays in play. Fowler goes to second base. And if Desmond got that throw on target, he had a chance to get Dexter Fowler. So we'll see how they rule it. It's going to be an error one way or the other, but did they give a hit on the front end?
Yeah, it's got to be a base hit all the way, base hit and an error. And I think when you look at last year, the errors that Ian Desmond was making versus this year, these are the kind he makes this year, trying to make the great play. And you can't fault him for being aggressive. And if you remember the errors last year, they were the easy chances. This year they're hard chances, and you can't fault a guy for being aggressive.
Second Nats error of the day. Zimmerman, the errant pickoff throw earlier. And that ball is driven to left center, but the Nats have a guy there. His name's Lombardozzi. How about that scouting report on a ball that usually is a double? Washington still leads 2-1.
Really decided to put his team first when he decided to withdraw his name from the All-Star game. He said he did a lot of mulling over. We talked to him last night. You could tell it was a tough decision just listening to him, but he did take the advice of several people around him.
The doctors, the training staff, myself, Davey. I called Tony La Russa personally, not only to thank him, but to kind of run it by him. see what his opinion would be, and this is just the decision that we came up with. You know, I don't think that risking something for the All-Star game to possibly, down the road play in the playoffs or in meaningful baseball towards the end of the season, the pros just didn't outweigh the cons, or the cons just outweighed the pros.
Ian said it's crazy how your body and your mind play a part in this game. Some days it feels actually terrible, that oblique, and he goes out and has a great offensive day. He's decided to go back home to Sarasota, relax his body, not go to Kansas City. He said that would be like putting a piece of steak in front of me that I couldn't eat, just adding insult to injury being out there.
Well, we all know how tough that is. Bottom of the fifth inning. The other thing, I was thinking about this yesterday, FP, after I heard the announcement, and here's Lombardozzi leading off. Do you think that injury is just causing him to be nice and quiet at the plate, not taking big wild swings, because that oblique can really affect your swing?
Well, if it is, I'm going to strain my oblique during the break.
I know hitters, it's a horrible injury for them, but maybe he is so relaxed and so compact up there. I'm not saying the injury's helping him, but maybe it's altered his approach just a bit.
Well, you never know, but he sure is swinging the bat well, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Lombardozzi with the routine fly ball to Fowler. He'll be 0 for 3 with 3 balls in the air. Hit the first one or two extremely hard. Bottom of the fifth underway. Here's Bryce Harper. 1 for 2 today. We have an AT&T fact of the game. So 4 Nationals have been selected to the All-Star game. A Washington Nationals record, but the Montreal Expos at times had 5, 3 different times. That great era they had back in 82, 83, and then, of course, the year when they probably would have won the division or at least gone to the playoffs, when the work stoppage halted everything for the hottest team in baseball at that point.
From a selfish standpoint, from a fan standpoint, I would have loved to have seen Bryce Harper in the home run derby, because he puts on some kind of show every single day. I don't know how good it would have been for his swing in the second half of the year. I would love to see him hit some taters in Kansas City.
Hot shot to Todd Helton. To the bag, 2 outs. Ryan Zimmerman coming up at the stroke of 3 p.m. here in Washington, D.C. He's already doubled and walked today. He's 3 for 8 with 2 walks in the series. So Ryan's locked in. You just heard from Christina, FP alongside Bob Carpenter here at Nationals Park. And you talk about incentive. The possibility of the Nationals going into the All-Star break with 50 wins if they can take care of business today. The Nationals back in 05 were 51 and 32 by July 5th and had a lead of, guess what, 4.5 games over Atlanta. And then things got tough in the second half, but this is a much different ball club than that. And Ryan Zimmerman hitting the ball sharply. Good play by Marco Scutaro. This one into the 6th inning. Jordan Zimmerman's been great. Those are the do-ups that'll face him shortly. Have at it, young lady and young man. It's a hot one. The Nats lead 2-1. If you're over by section 112, 113, take your ice cream over there. Keep it away from the game-used memorabilia, though. It's autographed, team-issued, available at every home game. Email memorabilia@nationals.com. Jordan Zimmermann, 5 innings, and some of it. Ooh, they've even got the retro 1924 jerseys out already. Here's Bryce Harper's on the right. Steven Strasburg's on the left. Authentic stadium dirt. Now, where can you take that to the house? Carlos Gonzalez fouled away Jordan Zimmermann's 73rd pitch of the day. He's thrown 52 strikes. Target is inner half. That was some jammage right there. Real close to busting his bat if it didn't. And Ian Desmond handles it on a hop. Carlos Gonzalez is 0 for 3 today and 2 for 10 in this series without an RBI. Tyler Colvin coming up next. He has one of their just 3 hits. In fact, Helton walked after his base hit in the second. Then Jordan Pacheco got a base hit. Will Nieves the sac fly. And other than an infield hit by Fowler in the 5th, that's the extent of the Colorado offense. And I think all of you know by now, 7th meeting this year between these two clubs. This is the second best offensive team in the league in batting average and runs scored. And the best home run hitting team. Tyler Colvin's hit 2 of their 3 homers in this series. That'll be popped up left side. Zimmermann with a ways to go, but he's under it. And Jordan Zimmermann keeps getting quick outs.
Well, Jordan Zimmermann coming off a big start against the Giants last time out. Went head-to-head with Tim Lincecum. Beat him. Did you see what Lincecum did today in Pittsburgh?
You showed me, and I was a little surprised.
3 1/3, 7 hits, 6 earned runs. It's out of the game.
Pirates lead that game 6-0 in the 5th inning. Battling Buccos. Zimmermann now against Todd Helton, who he's walked and flied to center. And he's ahead of another hitter. Right field line and hooking into the seats. Find out why the government turns to stginc.com. Todd Helton, how about that amazing career on-base percentage?
And look at the company he's with.
Out to short. Ian Desmond Day at the ballpark continues. And we are in the middle of the 6th inning already. In fact, he gets to bat after Michael Morris and Adam LaRoche. Colvin, as usual, has some action in this game. A base hit, a run scored. The rest belongs to the Nats, though. Bryce Harper, 1 for 3 with 2 stolen bases. Ian Desmond has the big blow of the game, the 2-run homer after a LaRoche leadoff 4th inning double.
He's having his own personal all-star game here at Nats Park the last day before the break. 17th home run. That ties Orlando Cabrera for most home runs by a shortstop in franchise history. He's been busy at short, too. 5 assists.
And a put out on a pop-up. Busy man. Here's Michael Morse 0 for 2. And by the way, it's Sunday afternoon. I'd like to welcome all of our great Nats fans watching on DC 50 today. They join forces with Masson on Sunday afternoons, and great to have you all along. Good ball game so far. Morris has flied to right, bounced to third. And that's a little squibber that he hopes stays foul. 0-2. 2 hits for Adam LaRoche today. He has pulled a base hit and then gone to left center for the double. And then Ian Desmond nearly straight away center field with his 2-run shot back in the 4th. Ryan Zimmerman's on the board with a double and a walk.
Jeremy Guthrie took his sleeve off. I saw it last inning. It was kind of sliding down. Maybe he got so moist with all the sweat that it's hard to keep on there. It'll actually move when you throw. So maybe just go ammonia towel to your right arm. That'll keep you from sweating. Take that thing off.
Michael Morse fights one off.
It's not working.
Wow. And if I'm reading my partner's mind a little bit, he might be having the thought, that's how you hit 300. I've heard you say that before in balls like that.
Oh, we need an all-star break. We're spending way too much time together because I was about to say the same thing. That's what he does so well in a 2-strike count. Gets inside the baseball, goes the other way. And that's exactly where the 300 hitters live.
And I have you having ziti and salad for dinner tonight.
I don't even know what I'm having for lunch.
Carlos Torres.
And I can't remember what I had for breakfast. Well, single to right, double to left. Now you hit one up the middle.
So Adam LaRoche starting the day at 252. He's at 257. According to the Rockies' plan, this should be the final inning for Jeremy Guthrie, who's battled the Nats pretty well. I mean, one breaking ball or cutter that he threw out over the plate to Ian Desmond when the target was to jam him is the difference in this game. And Ian just stayed quiet and banged it about 415 or 420 to center. Here's a 2-1. LaRoche pops it up out beyond short. Herrera for the first out. Actually have a little bit of cloud cover right now, just a little haze above. This day in history brought to you by Ocean City, Maryland. Go to OCOcean.com. Click on Summer of Thanks for special deals and discounts. Ted Williams, the All-Star game in 1941, a 3-run bomb in the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs.
And one of the best moments in All-Star history is when they had the game at Fenway Park and he was in the middle of the field and all the guys were talking to him.
And that was at Briggs Stadium in Detroit before they renamed that ballpark Tiger Stadium.
Lucky enough to meet Ted Williams. He came into the clubhouse in Vero Beach when Davey Johnson and I were Los Angeles Dodgers. He and Sandy Koufax held court in the clubhouse for about an hour, and we all just gathered around and listened to the stories. It was unreal.
No balls and 1 strike. Desmond takes one in there. By the way, the Senators had a starter in that game. The third baseman was Cecil Travis in 41. He was batting 2 spots ahead of left fielder Ted Williams. That was Travis' 3rd All-Star game representing Washington. And Sid Hudson, the pitcher, was on that team as well. 0-2. Desmond the other way. Helton to short. And they will turn a very nifty 3-6-3. Todd Helton has won Gold Gloves at first base. Pretty good himself. This one into the 7th inning now. 2-1 Nats. On to the 7th inning. Jordan Zimmerman pitching beautifully. 80 pitches, 57 strikes. 3 hits, 1 run so far. How about a new free era ball cap? A new era ball cap free. Pick 3 games in the midseason flex plan. Go to nationals.com/flex. Check it out. Ball caps come in handy on days like this. And Zimmerman works to Pacheco, Herrera, and Nieves, with Craig Stammen now throwing in the bullpen. Jordan Zimmerman's due to bat 3rd in the bottom of the 7th. How quickly he gets through this inning probably determines whether or not he bats and takes the mound again. Talk about pitching to contact, just 2 strikeouts today, and that's beautiful on a day like this. Target in. Fouled away by Jordan Pacheco, who's hit the ball actually harder when he made an out last time to Michael Morse. He had a broken bat hit up the middle back in the 2nd. Shortstop Jonathan Herrera, then the catcher Will Nieves here, Colorado's 7th. By the way, the Cubs now at New York. Bottom of the 9th. Man, what do they have? Commercial flight reservations? It's 7-0 Cubs against the Mets on getaway day.
Speed 'em up rules in effect.
Evidently. That game even televised? 1-2. Serious jammage. Another put out for Ian Desmond. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals.
And Davey Johnson talking before the game today, the probable post All-Star break rotation for the Nationals: Jordan Zimmerman, Gio Gonzalez, Steven Strasburg, Edwin Jackson, Ross Detweiler, in that order.
Interesting. So he would keep Zimmerman on his 5-day thing.
Yep.
I think Steven Strasburg would benefit greatly from that right now.
Yeah, you call him Strasburg. He works hard. He was out here at 9 o'clock this morning running back and forth on the warning track. We were watching him do his routine.
Good fastball by Jordan Zimmerman. Tell you what, he keeps this up, he's going to make Davey Johnson's call really tough on whether to leave him in or not.
95 miles an hour. Perfect location.
In the 7th inning of a hot day, Kinetic North America. That's a drive to left. Lombardozzi right there. The Nats advanced scouting today. Brilliant. And Kinetic North America provides world-class technology, responsive solutions to our government customers. Bases empty, 2 outs. That's twice Lombardozzi. Near the line on that one. He was in the gap to catch Scudero's drive 2 innings ago. And now lefty Michael Gonzalez joins Craig Stammen.
Herrera 0 for 3 today. He's lined out twice last 2 at-bats. Bullet to right field, bullet to left field. 2 good at-bats, nothing to show.
Matt Belisle, along with Tyler Clippard, 2 of the 3 longest scoreless streaks in the National League. And by the way, that was Ryan Dempster for the Cubs today. He went to that game in New York with 22 consecutive scoreless innings. So he is red hot, and man, are some teams going to want him on July 31st. That is a defensive swing, to say the least. We heard when we were in Baltimore 2 weeks ago that the Orioles were looking at Dempster and Matt Garza. But the media was talking about the fact that the Cubs were telling somebody, or at least the word was on the street, that you had to take Alfonso Soriano with one of those guys.
How about the scouts that went to see Zach Greinke throw 4 pitches yesterday? I wonder how many stayed and knew he was going to start again today.
I was going to say, I hope they didn't fly out last night, because they sent him right back out there.
Forget this. I'm getting on a plane. 4 pitches.
You know, some guys can do that after a 4-pitch start, FP. 1 ball and 2. He had great stuff for 4 pitches.
He was on a 4-pitch count today.
He was nasty.
If he threw 5, we were going to go get him.
Breaking ball, low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And baseball's an emotional game, and we all know that. But when you see a big leaguer spike the ball in the dirt like that and kids are watching, then they think it's cool to do that in Little League.
And he's done that before. He did that in front of home plate on a play a couple of years ago. 2-2.
Yeah, do your damage in the tunnel where nobody can see. Do your damage in the dugout when you're frustrated where nobody can see. But over the course of 162 games, that's going to happen.
Two balls, two strikes. Trying to put an end to this seventh inning. Only Avis will have none of it. Then he'll catch the ball off the screen.
He's out. I just put 2 in my scorecard. F2. I mean, in wiffle ball, if you do that, you're out.
He called Solano off that ball, by the way.
I mean, this is off the garage in wiffle ball. You catch it, you're out. Now off the screen, here it comes. You're out. That's an at-bat. Sorry.
And he'll be out there. He just lined it to his kid brother at second base. Seventh inning stretch time here at the ballpark is brought to you by the Hyundai Fuel Efficiency Drive Sales Event. Jordan Zimmerman as cool as a July fountain on a Sunday afternoon. Stretch with Espinosa, Solano, and Zimmerman scheduled. We'll see how Davey plays it. Well, you might be anywhere in the U.S. of A. You might be over at Ocean City, Maryland today. Who knows? Take the Nats with you everywhere you go. Subscribe to MLB.tv. Every game out of market, live online on your favorite device, and you get HD quality. Visit Nationals.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere. As mentioned, Matt Belisle right behind Tyler Clippard. One of those scoreless streaks. This man has been outstanding out of the Colorado bullpen lately. And they will need him to be that today to keep this close. He has a 14-inning streak going back to June 13th. Tyler Clippard went over 19 innings last night.
He's a 4-pitch guy. Fastball, slider, curveball, an occasional changeup. Doesn't throw it very often. Fastball in the low 90s. Slider in the mid 80s. He'll throw that 30% of the time, and he's got a curveball with it.
He's been around for a while, 32 years of age, with the Reds from 03 to 08 and the Rockies since the year after that. Discover Kia's full lineup of high-quality, stylish, and dependable vehicles. To learn more, visit Kia.com. Opposite field power. We saw this right from his first major league hit. A double right field line down in Miami, and that's the young catcher, Jonathan Solano.
And that's why he reminded us so much of Pudge, his energy behind the plate, how he gets inside of the baseball and hits it the other way. And you see the numbers right there bear that out. His first home run, however, was a hanging slider that he hit in the left field bullpen in Toronto. And as I said during that broadcast, the Bull Jays blue pin. And we wanted to rename it that. We like that.
Well, Stammen has sat down, Gonzalez as well, and Sean Burnett for the 8th. It appears. Danny Espinosa 0 for 2, a strikeout and a bullet to second that was right at Scudero. Jordan Zimmerman, by the way, has thrown 95 pitches, 68 strikes in 7 brilliant innings. He's gone 7 for the 8th time this year, and at least 6 for the 17th time. Every start. One hopper, Jordan Pacheco. So in a moment, we'll see who comes out on deck as Solano skips his way to the batter's box. And it looks like Zimmerman is done. You see Roger Bernardina right there on your screen coming out.
Well, as a hitter, you want to get a couple of hits going into the All-Star break, at least one on the board, because baseball's such an everyday game. But when all of a sudden there's stoppage in play for 3 or 4 days, you think about your last game throughout the whole All-Star break. Everybody talks about, it's a mental break, but whatever you do last as a player, now you have 4 days to sit on it. And if you have an offer going to the All-Star break, it takes you a couple days to get over it, because usually you're right back at the yard, getting after it again the next day, and you can forget about it. But the most important thing of all is to win that last game going into the break. So,
sure,
especially with the Nationals today, you can hang your hat on W number 50. Everybody in that clubhouse will have a nice, relaxing 4 days off.
Jordan Zimmerman retired 18 of the last 20 batters he faced after the Rockies loaded him up with nobody out in the second. Solano gone quickly, and here comes Roger Bernardina to hit for Jordan.
And Jordan's just been so good lately. When you talk about this staff and maybe a Game 7 scenario, if you get that far and you're that fortunate, I mean, pick a name out of the hat. You'd be happy with any of those guys toeing the slab in a big game in October.
Roger Bernardina takes a breaking ball from Matt Belisle that drops in. 4 for 15 with an RBI as a pinch hitter. Hit up absolute rocket the other night right at the left fielder in a crucial situation. Now he's going to lay down a bunt, and that's a base hit. Don't even throw it, Will. Hey, you never know, with 2 outs, that could turn into a double.
A little shark action in the stands. Once again, Bernardina off the bench doing something to help the squad. Normally speaking, a 2-out bunt, not the best play in the world. You'd like to get into scoring position, but when you have the speed of Roger Bernardina and you can steal a base and they're giving you that bunt, perfect placement. Just put that one in your pocket. You called it. Perfect bunt by Bernardina. Now you got to be off to the races sometimes early in the count.
Lombardozzi first pitch swinging. This is almost a situation where your number 1 hitter acts like he's a number 2 guy and maybe has to take a pitch or two to give Bernardina a chance to run, but now that you're behind, that changes everything. Target is in. Lombardozzi offers. Looks like he held, and the count's even 1-1. There he goes. Good throw by Nieves, but Roger beat it, and he managed to keep his toe on that bag somehow. The Nats have stolen 3 bags today, 2 by Harper, and now Bernardina.
Giddy up, Roger Bernardina. Great jump right there. And late in the day game, the infield gets dry, and you'll have a tendency to slide past the bag. And when you're fast as Bernardina, you got to put the air brakes on. The air brakes, his pinky toe. Check this out. Past the bag, slide to the outside. That's good. Longer to tag you with. If you saw it, his foot just nipped the back of the bag. And that's when a 2-out, excuse me, Carver, that's when a 2-out bunt is very effective when you get to second base and it becomes a double.
Yeah, that's great stuff there. That's like an extra base hit. Lombardozzi needs contact now. So the Nats have actually swiped 4 today. Forgot about the Desmond steal back in the second.
Roger Bernardina is slowly becoming one of the better bench players in the National League. Every time he comes up, Even if it's an out, it's a hard out. When he gets on base, he steals a base.
Remember that ball he scorched to left field in the 9th inning on Friday night? Almost got the Nats back into that game.
It could be a defensive replacement. Very valuable member of this squad.
2-2, and Lombardozzi takes it low. But really, he's everything you're looking for in a late inning guy because he's left-handed. He's got power and he has speed. He fulfills a lot of things Davey would be looking for coming off the bench.
And the hardest thing in baseball is what he does on a nightly basis, coming off the bench and putting the barrel on the ball.
3-2 pitch here with a target inside. Lombardozzi, base hit. Here comes Bernardina. It all started with a 2-out bunt. Lombardozzi gets himself hung up. He's surrounded by Rockies. The catcher is going to end up making the play. We'll total that one out for you in about 2.5 minutes. But Steve Lombardozzi gets the Nats a huge run and a 2-run lead. The Nats lead it 3-1 as the speed guys come through.
One-man rally. Roger Bernardina. So a shark-sided. He comes in off the bench, lays down a perfect bunt, steals second base, gets into scoring position for Lombardozzi, who's hit the ball well all day long, and he finally has something to show for it. Lined out his first 2 times up, a single between first and second. And we'll check out the speed of Bernardina. Bo Porter, this is a no-brainer. Wing that arm around the circle because you got some speed on second. Lombardozzi goes around first base, maybe to draw a throw, thinking there might be a play at the plate. Not a bad play with 2 outs. But instant offense in an instant rally from a Goon Squad member, Bernardina off the bench. Nice job.
That one went 9-6-3-5-2. Almost everybody got involved.
You text that to Masson.
Masson mobile word of the day, maybe his rundown, hot box,
pickle.
Bottom line is it's the top of the 8th and the Nats have a cushion. And Sean Burnett will pitch to Eric Young, who bats for Matt Belisle here.
Yeah, that cushion is so big, Cart, because when you have a 2-run lead, it takes all the bunt plays, and if you get a runner on, bunt him over, you're 1 swing away on a home run. I mean, especially in the 8th and 9th inning, 2-run lead much better than 1-run lead. Sounds obvious, but it takes a lot of offense away from the team that's trying to catch up.
Yeah, it's like you've taken their playbook and ripped about half the pages out for the following 2 innings, or at least the 8th. Bernardina goes 2-0 on Eric Young, who from the right side of the plate, 6 for 21, batting .286. He's a speed guy. This is his time of the day. We have a real Masson mobile word of the day. Capital 29292. You might win a chance to meet and greet with Drew Storen. 2 more chances to play, and the more you watch Masson, the more chances you'll have to win. That ball is cranked to left field. It's going to leave. And this is a 3-2 game on Eric Young's first home run of the year.
How big is that run by Bernardino now?
That is his second home run in parts of 4 years with the Rockies. I mean, he murdered that ball.
Well, now it's back to a one-run game. A slider from Burnett, down and in. And Eric Young does a nice job of getting the barrel to the baseball on a pretty good pitch. And it wasn't like a hanger. It wasn't out over the plate. He just fought to get his hands in there, and he's letting everybody know, I got that one, fellas.
Yeah, that's a pretty good explosion in the dugout for a guy with 2 career home runs. And now Burnett has to deal with Dexter Fowler, and talk about a change of mindset in a heartbeat. You know, that play by Lombardozzi, it was obvious Bernardino was going to score. I was a little surprised Steve let himself get beyond first base that far. I know you want to make sure that you draw the throw and keep that guy from getting thrown out at home, but I think it was obvious Roger was going to score there.
Well, all series long, the Rockies' second baseman has not peeled back to first base. So Trent Jewett, knowing that a couple of times today, has sent the runners as far as they can go. Todd Helton did a nice job of scrambling back right there to get to the base, and now the tying run is on.
They better get it in because Fowler made a big round to the bag there. Here's our pitching recap from Cholula Hot Sauce, bringing the heat and the flavor. Only 2 strikeouts today. That was a big one against Gonzalez, ending the third with a runner at third base.
And a high fastball right there. He's been chasing balls out of the strike zone for 2 days. You don't see that too often from Carlos Gonzalez.
So the Rockies 3 hits in 7 innings against Jordan Zimmerman, and now 2 consecutive hits against Sean Burnett. Scudero looked like he was bunting for a hit. I mean, they'll take the sacrifice, but he was on the move. And that gets Michael Gonzalez up in a hurry with the other Gonzalez, Carlos, on deck. So if Sean Burnett has a great at-bat matchup with Scudero, maybe he stays. If he doesn't, lefty for lefty. And the Rockies are having their way with Sean Burnett right now. Tying runs at third base with nobody out. And they're not just thinking tie the game now.
Dexter Fowler didn't even hesitate right here, and a hard hit by Marco Scudero. Nice piece of hitting right there. Adam LaRoche having a hole, Fowler on first base. Scudero used that hole nice, and I don't know if Michael Morse thought that Dexter Fowler was going to go. He kind of gave him the okey doke, decelerated going to second base, then sped up.
Sean Burnett's done. Doesn't retire a batter. 3 hard hit balls. So it'll be lefty for lefty. Gonzalez, that's Michael, in to face Carlos Gonzalez. And now the lead's on the line. Dodge. Go to Dodge.com or visit your local Dodge dealer this week. On the banks of the Anacostia, right upstream from Nationals Park. Now the Rockies will be in a position to tie the game immediately. Big outing now for Michael Gonzalez. First and third, nobody out. Great ERA. He's been very good for 17 situational appearances. And this will be one of the toughest.
And that slider plays to Carlos Gonzalez right here. He's been chasing it down the way the whole series. I'm sure he might be looking out over the plate to go the other way, but Davey Johnson going to Michael Gonzalez to face Carlos Gonzalez.
Boy, he's been fishing all weekend.
That is the first time Sean Burnett has not had it all season long.
One ball, one strike.
I mean, there's no need to throw Cargo a strike anywhere in this sequence. You're heading the count 1-2. He hasn't swung at a strike in 2 days. The pitch up and away looks big to him right now, and he continues to chase.
Yeah, and those were fastballs from the lefty. He hasn't really seen the big hook yet. Close to the outside corner. Solano tried to frame it. Ball two. Cholula hot sauce, pitch track.
95 just missed. Big fastball though from Gonzalez. He humped up.
Yeah, I didn't know he was throwing this hard. He buries the hook, and this game is tied. A matter of seconds, the Nationals' 2-run lead is gone, and Gonzalez got to home plate late and was nearly wiped out by Dexter Fowler.
Yeah, about a 59-foot slider from Gonzalez. Solano had really no chance to keep that in front. Almost a big-time collision at the plate. Good read by Fowler, no hesitation whatsoever. Said, I'm going to score this run. And the wheels have come off here in the 8th.
And a brilliant effort by Jordan Zimmerman will go unrewarded. Runner at second, nobody out now. That's where he wanted to throw it. He probably wanted to bury that first one too. It just got away from him and the catcher. So even with a run home, that's a big first out.
It's a big out because Scudero's on second base with nobody out. Carlos Gonzalez reaches out and pulls that pitch. He got the go-ahead run on third base with one out.
He thought he had walked.
Carlos Gonzalez, a very good player, one of the best hitters in the National League, but he looks like he could definitely use the All-Star break.
Tyler Colvin now 1 for 3, base hit, stolen base, and a run scored. Solano keeps it close. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And Burnett gave up that home run to Matt Wieters in Baltimore, but that was one pitch. He had good stuff that day, and today, that's baseball. Sometimes you go out there and you just don't have your great stuff. Sean Burnett has been as close to automatic as anybody in baseball all season long.
Yeah, and then he recovered from that and was really great the rest of that trip in Colorado and Atlanta. One ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. 94.
Now Gonzalez getting the ball back from Solano, saying, you know what, I got my best stuff all season long, and if it wasn't for that slider, I might have found a way to wiggle out of this jam. I mean, the fastball from Michael Gonzalez today, off the charts. That's a pretty good hitter that hasn't missed a ball pretty much all series. Gonzalez going right after him.
And now Todd Helton, who has walked, flied to center and grounded out. '83, beautifully done outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike.
You could limit the damage to 2 for the Rockies and keep this game tied. You got Harper, Zimmerman, and Morse due up in the bottom of the 8th, and you like the Nats' chances.
Yeah. Then if the inning continues at all, LaRoche, Desmond. So 2 through 6 in the near future. That'll be in there. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Now, the only danger with that slider away to Todd Helton, he does a nice job usually of staying through a baseball and serving it to left with 2 strikes. So you see the sequence, everything away. Maybe you try that fastball in right here. The inner half is open.
One ball and 2 strikes, and that one's way upstairs. And a 2-2 pitch. He went off speed. And if he doesn't get this man, Craig Stammen could get the call against Pacheco. Rockies 3 consecutive tough left-handers here. The Nats of Michael Gonzalez has struck out 2 of them.
And we saw it in Colorado when the Nats faced the Rockies there. Todd Helton did most of the damage against the Nats on off-speed pitches.
Yeah, you might be doing a guy a favor at this stage, trying to trick him. So he goes with a fastball and blows it right by him. Oh, the wild pitch allowing the Rockies to tie the game. Great do-ups for the Nats with Harper, Zimmerman, and Michael Morse. It's now tied. 3-3 ball game deeper into the Colorado bullpen. And as we promised you early in the game, it's Miller time. Brought to you by Miller Lite. All-star caliber day for Ian Desmond. Reached on a fielder's choice, still second in the second. And for Desmond, his 10th of the year. And then Bryce Harper gets third base. There goes Bernardina. The Nats all over the base pass today. So Desmond a steal. Harper 2, Bernardina 1. And the Nats are up to 57 on the year. This is left-hander Rex Brothers for the Rockies. 40th appearance, 3.77 ERA, 44 strikeouts in 31 innings, and opponents hitting .295 against him. He got hit hard by the Nats in the 8th inning on Wednesday, and it was Zimmerman. Actually, let's see, he came in the 8th, pitched a third of an inning, and then pitched into the 9th. Zimmerman homered against him. Morse doubled and LaRoche singled. So here's Bryce Harper, who's the man who he faced in the 8th inning. Harper lined out hard to center. Target away. He showed bunt and took a fastball right in there.
Yeah, Brothers a 2-pitch guy, fastball slider. Seen him a lot already this year. Pretty big fastball from the left side, averages 96 miles an hour.
Target outside corner. 1-1. Looks like Tyler Clippard for the 9th. Once the game gets into the 9th inning, you can't save a game as the home reliever anyway. So it'll be a hold 'em situation if the Nats don't score. Harper late for 97 from the lefty.
You wondered if Jim Tracy's going to lead Brothers in to face Ryan Zimmerman,
who homered off him Friday night. Breaking ball was way outside. Pretty easy take for Bryce, who's 1 for 3 today, and 3 for 10 in the series with a walk.
Carlos Torres might be getting ready for Ryan Zimmerman.
Yeah, he's the one right-hander the Rockies have added to their bullpen since the Nats were in Denver last week. 2-2 pitch. Harper stays alive.
Pretty good battle going on right now. Brothers challenge him with fastballs. Bryce Harper doing a nice job of spoiling some borderline pitches and extending the at-bat.
Harper drills this ball to left, but right there is Carlos Gonzalez for the first out. Ryan Zimmerman 1 for 2 with a double and a walk. Discover Kia's full lineup of high quality, stylish, and dependable vehicles. To learn more, visit kia.com. So before June 24th, and a little therapy. Inside, middle pitches, outside, not doing a whole lot. And evidently, when they can get him out, it's away, but he's had counts in his favor, and he's taken some hits out there as well.
I'd be shocked if Brothers tries to challenge him anywhere in the middle or the inner half of the plate right here. Everything probably be away in this sequence, but you never know as a hitter. Game plan's one thing, execution of the plan's another.
Zimmerman, broken bat, 2 outs. Next up, Michael Morse. Well, as far as the folks sitting out in the open, some heaven-sent cloud cover here. And right now, Michael Morse trying to get aboard. Base hit last time. He's 1 for 3.
They're coming in. And that might just be for effect. Even if the game plan from Brothers to Morse is to jam him, you better get it inside to a power hitter late in the game. Meaning either borderline strike or off the plate, and they're going back in there again.
Almost hit him. 2-0.
And that was a slider from Brothers. Overthrew it.
Michael's most recent long ball 4 days ago against Madison Bumgarner of the Giants. And he got off speed on 2-0.
And I would imagine he will be letting it fly right here in a 3-0 count.
It's low in the zone for a strike.
That's nothing you want to swing at when you're in a 3-0 count. Borderline strike goes Brothers' way. Morse looking for something up that he can drive. And this has to be the bottom of the strike zone, and it was.
On the Cholula pitch track.
Big hole on the left side.
High chopper left side. Could be a hit. It takes a funny spin, and Pacheco didn't up anywhere near that ball. He was coming in for a bare hand, and it took a left turn. So Michael Morse is 2 for 4.
And that, for Michael Morse, is a beautiful thing. Chopper off the plate. Serious Bolata action. Just gets on top of the baseball, hits on the plate. That creates tons of spin. And check out the Pro V1 on the last hop. Base hit. Put it in the books. Line drive.
Adam LaRoche has had a good day, 2 for 3. Top of the hour, 4 o'clock. Clouds rolling in. 3-3 ball game. Nats led all the way. Jordan Zimmerman brilliant through 7. But his 2-run lead disappeared in the 8th. That's strike 2 to Adam LaRoche. He'll drive this ball to left. He's got some carry on it, but at the track, Gonzalez has it. This one into the 9th now, and Tyler Clippard comes on to try to keep it a 3-3. Certainly a cloudy day here, still quite warm. And this one going to the top of the 9th inning. Tyler Clippard will face 6, 7, and 8. For the Rockies, perfect in safe situations this year. This is a hold'em when he could end up with a W. And he has a scoreless streak going of over, well, there it is, 19 1/3. Just giving up nothing. Came on for his 14th save last night.
Yeah, 4-pitch guy, fastball, cutter, curveball, change.
And the first batter he faces, Jordan Pacheco, had a hit off him last night. It was a bloop. Gave up a couple of hits, then he got called third strikes on Jason Giambi and Chris Nelson to end the ball game and nail it down for the Nats 4-1.
Saw the grounds crew come out between innings and talk to crew chief Jim Joyce. Big time thunderstorm heading right toward D.C. Jason Giambi, Carney Lansford, the hitting coach for the Rockies.
That's not a bloop. That ball is hooked into the corner. And things really changed as soon as Jordan Zimmerman left this game today. Now it's up to Clippard to get a couple of guys at the bottom of the Colorado batting order.
Just another 2-hit day for Jordan Pacheco. Singled his first time up, lined out hard to right his second time up. And it starts off the 9th of a tie game with a leadoff double. That guy's a good player.
And you don't know if they're bunting here, but they could always pinch hit next for Will Nieves if they can move this runner. Jonathan Herrera, will see his approach. He's a guy who plays small ball pretty well. Good speed. Squares early. Lays it down, and because he couldn't catch it on a fly, Solano did not want to touch that ball fair.
Well, if he did touch the ball fair, Jonathan Herrera did not run. I mean, it would have advanced Pacheco easily, but Herrera was standing in the box.
I think it's pretty obvious they're going to hit for Will Nieves when Willeen Rosario is running out to the bullpen to get loose. He might be out there handling the guy who will be pitching the bottom of the 9th.
Probably going to go double barrels in the bullpen. They need 2 catchers.
He pops up another bunt. This one checks up fair. Clippard to Espinoza. So the Rockies get the sacrifice 1-4. They will call back Will Nieves, and here comes Jason Giambi.
A pretty good read by Pacheco in the background. Usually on a pop-up you have to hold as a base runner. If there was any way in the world for the Nats to catch that baseball, Pacheco broke. He was out. Might have been a double play, but now Tyler Clippard's got to go to his strikeout stuff, his best pitches to get Jason Giambi.
Who he struck out looking yesterday.
Struck him out yesterday on a pitch on the outer half of the plate, fastball away.
And you might remember Giambi very unhappy about that call. Adam Ottavino throwing with their closer, Rafael Betancourt. So Giambi as a pinch hitter, 5 for 17 with a homer, 3 RBIs. Infield is in.
Bet first pitch fastball, got it. Pretty good 2-seam movement from Clippard.
Because didn't Clip start him with a changeup yesterday and then went to the fastball?
Yeah, he went heater, but he was in pull mode. That 2-seamer just took off.
Oh, 1 pitch. Target in. Giambi takes it way upstairs. Counts even 1-1.
You got Michael Kadire on deck for the Rockies. First base open. You don't necessarily have to go after Giambi here. You could pitch around him, pitch carefully, and set up the double play.
Target outside corner. That ball gets away. Colorado takes the lead. 2 wild pitches have cost the Nats 2 runs in the 8th and the 9th.
And that was a changeup right there. And with a go-ahead run on third base in the 9th inning, Jonathan Solano's got to get in front of that baseball. You can't afford to glove a baseball with a go-ahead run on third base. You got to find a way to get in front of that, get your chest in front of that, and keep it in front. You take too big a risk trying to just glove that baseball to the backhand side. It's got to be blocked.
Rockies 4, Nats 3, 2-1 to Giambi. He'll take a strike. And that breaks a scoreless streak of Tyler Clippard's at nearly 20 innings.
And Jim Tracy going to call Michael Kadire back to the dugout right now and change his game plan on who he's going to hit.
Giambi drives it to center. Bryce Harper right there. 2 outs.
That would have been very interesting. With Pacheco on third base and that medium fly ball to that big arm in center field.
Washington area Toyota dealers helping children receiving medical treatment and their families. The National Institutes of Health. $37 to the Children's Inn at NIH for every strikeout by a Nats pitcher this year. So now they'll call on Chris Nelson. Probably so he can save Kadire if he needs him. Maybe bringing in Nelson for defense after this. Well, a crowd of 25,125 braving 101 degree conditions. Very quiet now, these 2 last half innings. Top of the 8th, top of the 9th. On a check swing. Clippard gets him 0-2.
Well, the Nats are tied with Oakland for most walk-off wins in the big leagues this year with 7. Might as well take the lead going into the break, right?
Sure. And the human highlight reel's leading off, by the way, in the 9th. 0-2 now. Clippard very close with that fastball to getting that call. That one right off the end of the bat, cued. Rockies are poised to bring in their closer, Rafael Betancourt, who saved his 14th Friday night. Clippard saved his 14th last night. High and tight. Betancourt came on to strike out Desmond, line out Bernardina, and pop up Jesus Flores after the Zimmerman homer, the Morse double, and the LaRoche single that gave the Nats some hope in the bottom of the 9th. And a 2-2. Clippard gets a fly ball. Bryce Harper, short right center. Oh, those wild pitches, giving the Rockies the tie and then the lead. The Nats have 3 outs to go, down 4-3.
The bottom of the ninth inning here at Nationals Park. Johnny Holiday and Ray Knight were set to bring you our Nats Extra postgame show presented by WB Mason. Walks and wild pitches will kill you, won't they, Ray?
They will, Johnny. And Solano, a young catcher, has gotten hot all day long. The first one was a little tougher. The second one, he just didn't try to block that ball. FP said he tried to glove it. On the first one, he did move his feet, but he didn't get square. And the ball hit him there and caroms off to the side. You got to get square on that ball and make sure that it bounces in front of you.
Nats have had many a walk-off win this season. Let's see if they can add one more to their resume. Let's go back upstairs to Bob and to FP.
All right, gentlemen, thanks. Rockies will make some changes here going to the bottom of the ninth. Chris Nelson, after pinch hitting, stays in and plays third base. Willeen Rosario is the catcher. And then to try to nail it down for them, Rafael Betancourt, their closer, who was very good here on Friday night. Now this is a lot tighter game. He came into a 5-2 game and got 3 consecutive outs after the Nats had made some noise. Or a 5-1 game, pardon me.
Well, if you've learned one thing in the first half of the season and you're a Nats fan, it's to never give up. And you've seen him come back so many times this year. I figured, what the heck, last game before the break, I have my official rally napkin out here on the desk. Why not?
As mentioned earlier, Betancourt struck out Ian Desmond for the big first out in that ninth inning on Friday. That was with runners at second and third, nobody out. So Ian is 1 for 4 career against him. He has homered, stolen a base today, driven in 2 runs. Popped up on the first pitch, straight back, Rosario. And that was on his side of the screen, but he couldn't get it.
Had his glove the wrong way. Not an easy play for Rosario.
You know, that screen does slant back just a little bit. On a ball, FP, coming nearly straight down, it can touch the screen before it gets to you.
If you turn your glove the other way like a frying pan, you might catch this, but he had it the wrong way. Glove up, turn it the other way, see it hitting the screen. That was a hard play. Desmond with another chance, though. Big break for the Nats.
Well, we saw what happened yesterday after a foul pop was dropped. I'm not sure he even made contact with that one.
How about Betancourt going right after Ian Desmond with fastballs down the middle?
That was actually Friday night, the Colvin home run, and Jim Reynolds gets rattled by this one.
That's a direct hit. Whoa.
The count is no balls and 2 strikes in the bottom of the ninth. Now the Mets have lost 7-0. Desmond stays alive. Potomac Nationals wrapping up the holiday weekend down there in Woodbridge. Check them out for future homestands, future promotions, and lots of fun. High A baseball, 703-590-2311, PotomacNationals.com. Desmond pulls it, base hit. Unbelievable, this guy. Going to go into the All-Star break hitting around 285.
I'm telling you, we talked about it a lot this whole homestand. When as a team you have that feeling, it's not just a matter of if, but a matter of when. It's a hard thing to get as a ball club, but when you get it, it's a very special thing. And I guarantee you, everybody wearing a red jersey in the first base dugout thinking, here we come, game on. Ian Desmond with speed, leadoff man aboard here in the bottom of the ninth.
And Willeen Rosario, we've talked about his throwing. It's been errant. He's made, it's at least 8 or 9 errors back there. It's 9 as a catcher. And he's 1 for 13 gunning out opposing base stealers. If Todd Helton leaves first base too early on a possible bunt, Desmond can take off. So that's an experienced Gold Glove type guy over there. And then Tyler Moore is on deck to hit for Jonathan Solano.
Espinosa looking at his bat, sees a crack in it, going back to the dugout to get a new one. Last time up, grounded out to third base. Sometimes there'll be a hairline fracture right where the pine tar is. You can't really see it until you run your hand up on the bat. You feel a little crack. That'll happen from time to time. Or maybe that bat is the one he always bunts with.
Desmond has a good lead. 1 foot to the cutout.
And Jim Tracy trying to do homework right here to see if Danny Espinosa is going to square. Be a couple eyes from the coaching staff on Desmond at first base, but probably more eyes on Desmond to see if he's showing bunt. I mean Espinosa, excuse me, to see if he's showing bunt.
Rockies 4, Nats 3, bottom of the ninth, nobody out. Target outside corner. Espinosa pulls the bunt hard. Helton will tag him. Oh, he got the sweet spot on that one. Now the Nats have 2 shots to tie the game. The first one will be Tyler Moore. Batting for Solano.
The advantage of bunting with speed on first base is it doesn't have to be perfect. See Espinosa bringing it with him. Bunted that ball pretty hard, but with Ian Desmond at first, Todd Helton saying, I'm not taking a chance. I'll get the sure out right here, and then we'll go from there. Good job, Danny Espinosa, getting Desmond into scoring position.
Tyler Moore this year, 7 pinch hitting appearances, 2 hits with an RBI. Hasn't seen a whole lot of action here. Did have a base hit in 3 trips here yesterday. Betancourt has given up 3 home runs in 31 innings this year. And that's way upstairs for a ball. When this one's over, Nats Extra, presented by WB Mason. Johnny and Ray here at the ballpark, waiting for Tyler Moore to park one near their left field perch.
Those two would gladly be hitting the back of the head for a walk-off win.
Target away. That's a breaking ball that drops right in.
And that's not where Betancourt wanted that breaking ball, up in the zone. Tying run on second, go-ahead run at the plate with some pop. And let that curveball down.
He likes the Rockies. Had a big series out there. Desmond got a huge secondary lead there for a couple of steps. I thought he might be thinking about third base.
And Scudero doing a good job of keeping him close at second base.
That enhances Moore's room on the right side.
I think he wants to put on a play right here, a pickoff play. He just signaled something to his pitcher. You see him working Desmond, keeping him close. That's the job of a middle infielder. Keep a guy with speed close to second base.
2 balls, 1 strike. That's a swing and a foul tip that gets away.
Tyler Moore got a pitch. Fastball down the middle, 92, fouled it back.
Two balls and 2 strikes. The Nats down by 1. Betancourt working slowly here. Target away. 2 outs. Roger Bernardina now, the final hope for the Nats, and he's had some great swings lately.
And just some challenge fastballs. And this one up in the zone. Pretty good late movement. Ties Tyler Moore up a little bit. Can't get the barrel on the baseball. And now it's up to the Shark. You come into a game, you got yourself a base hit bunt, a stolen base, you score a big run. You're loose, you're confident, you're feeling good about yourself. And Jesus Flores moves into the on-deck circle for the Nats. Some rally lids working, rally napkins, rally fish, whatever it takes.
Bernardina with an outside target. Breaking ball just a little bit high. Don't face him in this situation. You might get bitten by a shark. At court taking the maximum time between pitches here. Runner at second, 2 outs. That'll drop a little bit outside, 2-0.
I'm wondering if Davey Johnson threw Jesus Flores to the on-deck circle as a decoy to maybe pitch around Bernardina to get to somebody else.
Yeah, and then he could counter with Ankiel.
You see a right-hander on deck. And first base open. Maybe get the go-ahead run on first on a little unintentional intentional.
2-0 pitch. Bernardina taking all the way. And the Rockies are 1 pitch away from putting the winning run on. That's the pitcher spot next after the double switch that took Lombardozzi out of the game. Target is off the plate. All right.
Yeah, that was a pitch around.
And Flores being called back. No, he's not. Must be some kind of problem with Rick Ankiel. Well, actually, they have to hit Flores because Moore hit for Solano, pardon me. So this is the catcher you've got to use. Although you could hit Ankiel and still have Flores catch if the ball game goes to extra innings. But Davey evidently not taking that chance.
Bo McLaughlin going out to the mound to talk to his closer. What do you want to throw this guy? What are we going to start him up with? Is he a first pitch fastball guy? You feel comfortable throwing a curveball in there for strike one? All that being discussed.
Betancourt retired Flores for the final out Friday night on a pop-up to short. So Jesus' career against this righty is 1 for 2. Two on, 2 out, bottom 9. The Nats down 4-3.
Pretty good heat out there on a gapper.
True.
And that'll push the Rockies outfield a little further back and allow Desmond to score on a single.
Yeah, even a ball that might be in the air for a while.
The fact is the trail runner has speed. You can't cheat up too far if you're the Rockies outfield, or you end up losing the game on a gapper.
Helton will come up and tap his glove. They're both running. Throw to second, safe.
How about that?
Double steal.
Love it. Now they have to cheat into the outfield. A base hit wins it for the Nationals. Not paying attention to Desmond. Good job by Bernardina to get the same jump as the lead runner. Rockies choosing to go backdoor, get the trail runner. Didn't work. Now the stage is set for Flores.
The Nationals with 6 stolen bases today.
Well, you just knew they weren't going to go quietly. They haven't done it all year. Why start today?
Flores on the first pitch pops it up. It will get out of play.
Well, now you got to protect. You're behind in the count, 0-2. Flores had to take that first pitch to allow the guys to get into scoring position. That's good hit, and now got to stick his nose in there and fight.
Target away on 0-2. Game over. Well, the Rockies got it done against an almost untouchable bullpen today, scoring 2 in the 8th, a run in the 9th to win the series from the Nats with a 4-3 win today. For FP and Christina, enjoy your break. Join us after the break. Nats Marlins commencing on Friday night. We'll get you going with Nats Extra at 6:30. This has been a Masson presentation. Nats Extra, WB Mason, Johnny and Ray straight ahead. And from a disappointed Nationals Park, so long for just a while.